Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, you guys, I know I'm being repetitive today, but I want to share this. This was shared 5 days ago regarding Neil Gaiman, and we'll take it all with a grain of salt. They have links to go to podcasts that detail the sexual violence, and then Tortoise Media published a written article. Some people are not happy with that article. I haven't read it yet. So here we go. New victims came forward. Please be mindful that this podcast contains graphic details of sexual violence. Tortoise Media have also published a written article about the new allegations, but it's only a summary. Isn't that funny? They got AI monitoring stuff. Replies must be relevant to the subject. Maybe that's like a filter. Luco, he has veils. I'm just going to call him Luco. That is unfortunate. I suspect the floodgates will open now that enough women have come forward for others to feel they would now be believed. And it's safe to come out with their stories. There's clearly a pattern of behavior established now. My heart goes out to all the survivors, declared or as yet undeclared. May they find peace and healing. That's nice. My personal opinion is that there's a lot more victims of Masterson. My opinion is that there are more Mastersons inside of Scientology. And my opinion is that Haggis had a lot more victims as well. That's my opinion. Opinions are free to have. Altruistic war. Gosh, yes to all of this. I can't read laughing astro cards. Something especially considering. Iskara Push Fan Club. It is amazing how Neil spent his career telling people to believe victims. By the way, there's a lot of that going around. That happened with one of the LAPD chiefs, I think. And when he's on the other end, his fans stumble over each other to do exactly the opposite of that. Well, fan is short for fanatic. I should know. I used to be a Madonna fan. I'm not going to go into all that. I do still listen to her old music, though. Uh-oh, what'd I do? Hold on, you guys. Okay, you guys, my phone is doing something weird, but that's okay. Because I can't restart, so what I'm doing is reading the rest from my laptop. Gasper No replies, exactly this. One cannot fail to find the hypocrisy in this. Believe all victims unless they are blaming me. Disgusting behavior. Rest in peace, Officer Tipping. Mr. Ken 10, I haven't seen any fans supporting him. Pretty much nothing but blanket disgust and disappointment, though I may not have been to the spaces you've seen. Do have to wonder how many of those are Scientologist operatives. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, I got it to work. I don't know how anyone can give this man the benefit of the doubt anymore. He seems absolutely vile. There's that lower vibration, you guys. Like Masterson. I personally, this is my opinion, suspect Ashton Kutcher is going to be found guilty of some things. That's just my gut intuition. And that's free to have an opinion. A few people here seem to be ignoring the, oh, you know what? The content of these allegations purely on the source. The women within these podcasts have voices. They're being given a platform to speak from. You know they don't like that. And people are literally scoffing at them for having to use a smaller stage. You guys know what I say, birds of a feather. If you can't see how a power dynamic exists between a 60-year-old millionaire, facts, celebrity, and a 22-year-old woman who sounds very vulnerable and very isolated, and how predatory inviting said woman in to going to a house to be a nanny for the night when the child is already at a sleepover, then you are lost. You could try and say, but it was consensual. See, they always use that. And in that case, I don't think you understand people at all. And that pattern is mimicked in each of these accusations. Someone trading off their wealth and celebrity to get what they wanted. Narcissism on crack. Just like, Masterson and what's her name, Francois Coster and all those. I personally think all those people that were going into the La Poubelle, obviously they were her family members. I think that a lot of those people, because they looked all fancy and they would dress nice, it didn't even match with the dump that it was. I believe a lot of those people going into La Poubelle were actors that were paid by Scientology, and or more than likely some of Masterson's connections, because really, who would do that, right? And in that case, I don't think you understand people at all. And that pattern is mimicked in each of these accusations. Someone trading off their wealth and celebrity to get what they wanted, and then ditching the person if they become trouble. That's the epitome of predatory. Having a pattern and a subsequent plan to damage control with NDAs. Yeah, like Mike Rinder. I personally wonder how many ex-Scientologists were forced to sign NDAs when they received help from Aftermath and are not allowed to talk about anything about Aftermath or Mike Rinder. And the court systems are changing the way these NDAs work, so you guys won't have that anymore. Just because you personally like someone's work doesn't mean that the creator can't be a horrible person. It's taken all of these women great courage to step forward and say, this is what happened to me. Perhaps you few naysayers should stop scoffing at the platform and listen to the women speaking. Birds of a feather, you guys. Wakey, wakey. They see these celebrities getting caught, they're worried they're going to get caught. That's a fact. Dash says, yikes. Iron Booba. Yeah, this is still the same podcast. Even the victim who did an interview with another podcast said it was doing poorly and full of kink shaming. You see what they do to victims? They're really milking this instead of being journalists. These stories aren't some fucking TV series you can stretch out for months. Go watch the Council of Geeks on YouTube, and they explain just how bad this is for the victims to be presented in this way. It does remind me of, I know I'm going on a lot today, you guys. What was the whole thing with all the Nickelodeon children? Yeah, same stuff. Altruistic War says they got the memo to shut up about it. Oh, and he's a Scientologist. Neil makes a lot of money for a lot of people. Don't forget, their holy cash cow must be protected at all costs. Boy, if that doesn't remind me of Michael Jackson, I don't know who does. Who cares about women when there's money to be made? Or children. Ain't that right, Neil? Altruistic War says, nothing's stopping them to do their own investigation. Yeah, people really don't know how to do that anymore. Well, apart from the above-mentioned memo, of course. A proclivity, I think there are people who are investigating, but the research on the podcast needs to be redone by other people. You know that won't happen. I believe the allegations to the point when they came out I went, I am not in the slightest bit surprised. But it's difficult to argue about the complexity of the investigations when they were done so poorly. These women deserve to have their experiences with this man taken seriously and investigated seriously. We're seeing the pattern that the police don't like to investigate these things, aren't we? Taurus seems not to take these allegations seriously. This sounds like controlled opposition, you guys. I'm not even going to go to the Taurus article because there's just I've heard too many negative things about it. But instead, everything is just about having a gotcha moment, and that just feels very gross to me. Like the media company is exploiting victims even further. Okay, there are a whole bunch of other comments that I can't really read for whatever reason. And then somebody says, that's kink shaping. WTF are random opinions doing there in the first place? They're probably bot comments. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to stop there or else I'm going to just go on and on. But I'll leave the link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.